Now I'm asking you as a favor not to go through with this, okay? This is only gonna end up bad for you, and it's gonna end up bad for me.
You think I'm hurting you?
Yeah, in a way you are.
It's the last thing I ever wanted to do.
I know that's not what you want to do, but that's just the way that it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke, and that I'm gonna be included in that?
Yo, let me tell you a story about little Jhonny Stew. His mom was on heroin and his dad was too. They would constantly yell, fighting, argue, when he grew up cold and feeling blue. He had a fucked up perspective on what he thought was cool, selling weed on the streets at age 10 like a fool. Why his dad was locked in prison serving up stew, and his mom was working trying to provide for the tool. He was stuck up, and he hated school and dropped out into the motherfucking cesspool of the unsuccessful, with mind stuck in the jewel. He hated everybody and didn't follow a goddamn rule, and then he wondered why his life is so bad. Life is what you make it, and for him it was sad. He was striving for the feeling to be glad, but the cold world was stricken him and made him mad. And so he started to wreck the image of his mom and dad. Dropped out, became a drug-feeding young lad, and he kept with the fad more than just a tad. Never deserved a goddamn thing that he had. On the streets he was known by the name J Fad. Every motherfucker knew that he was twisted and rad. Stuck fools in the gut to prove that he was bad, but on the inside the motherfucker was scared and set. You see, Jhonny Stew was nothing but a normal person to us. The things that he learned from a fucking fool. They twisted his mind, yet he thought he was cool, and he kept the stash up in a fake disguise school. It was full of speed, heroin, and cocaine too, and he sold the shit so fast that it made his boss blue. But he was ripping off people even in his own crew. So someone went and drugged up some motherfucking brew, and Jhonny chugged it down like his grandpa Stew. And then he stood up quick and just dropped like a screw. But when he woke up, he was blind for a few, but then it was apparent that they brought his family into the mix too. Cause in the next room you could hear his mom screaming. They were yelling, "That's right, bitch, you aren't dreaming." And the gunshots went off like some twisted kind of singing, and his vision went black and his ears started ringing. Next thing, two men came through the door. They picked Jhonny up and threw him onto the floor. He sat there crying with the shirt half tore, and he wished to himself he would have just stayed poor, cause the feeling he was having was so cold and sore. They cocked their guns to his head and shot right through the core. And at that very moment Jhonny Stew was no more, and his life rushed in front of his eyes, showing the poor. Yo, his mom was a whore, his girl was a bore. The very foundation of his life was just poor. So he accepted his death at the age of 24, but to him it wasn't out a motherfucking score. Right before Jhonny Stew got shot in the head, they told him that his father was already dead, and that his grandfather was brutally murdered in bed. So they were killing him no matter what the fuck he said. And then he asked what he did, and his face turned red. He spit out, "Now you must suffer the lead." So we even killed your homeboy Ted, after he confessed to every little fucking lie that you fed. So good night, Jhonny Stew, I don't give a fuck about you. You turned out just to be another fucking fool, and you really forgot the first rule, not to rip off friends or your own crew. So now God forgive this here wicked ghoul, for I'm about to put the wicked out fool. Cause ripping off your own homies and your fucking crew isn't cool. Now
Something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.